Today we welcome back a good friend of ours, former welterweight king, multiple division champion, the one, the only Sugar Shane Mosely. Let's do this.
There he is.
What's going
Look at
on?
that. Look at that big old cheeks.
What
I know.
up?
How you doing?
What's up, Shane? I ain't seen you in a minute, brother.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I'm just hanging out here at Shane Jr.'s house, actually.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
said who? What
Shane
you say?
Shane Jr.
Oh, well, Junior. Oh, yeah, we talked to him the
Shane
other day.
Jr. Okay, hold on. I'm doing earthings in. Can you hear me up? Is it clear? It's better?
yeah,
Yeah,
we hear you.
it's good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We
So,
talked to you the
Word
other
on
day.
the street is you live out in Big Bear.
I live in McBear, yeah.
Wow, that's great, man.
Yeah, the training camp I had, I just turned it into my house. And really, I just have like a little spot above the boxing gym,
Yeah.
and I Airbnb my other stuff out so they can go snowboard and ski and stuff. 'Cause I don't need no house.
Yeah.
I just have one little house. I'm good.
Hey guys, please subscribe and smash that like button. And if there's any fighters you want us to interview or anything else, any questions or comments, hit us up. We're here for you.
Because I got a business in Pomona, and I was like, wait a minute. I
Oh
know
yeah,
somebody.
oh, well
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
I
What are
see
you
you.
doing in Pomona? What's going on?
I own a security company now, and I have a bunch of guards out there that do a trucking yard. They do
Okay,
security at a trucking yard. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I see you. You training with the Vargas guys, right? You coaching now? What are you up to?
I'm always trying to coach and teach, because I love the game. So when there's something that I see that's wrong and that they need to, maybe they can work on, then I'm gonna tell them. You know what I'm saying? Vargas was right there too. So Fernando was there and he was like, yeah. And we was both going back and forth on stuff that, because sometimes your son or your sibling they won't listen to you the way somebody else tell you.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, oh, okay, and then listen. So I understand that, that father, son, whatever it is
Mhm.
thing, so yeah, me and Fernando were both saying the same things. And Fernando was like, see, yeah, you got it. I just bring the point up. So then he's gonna do it now.
Right.
He gonna listen. I said, so you gotta listen to your father, he tell you right stuff and watch some of his fight films too so you can learn some of that stuff too.
Do you?
Early in his career. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, do you spar? Well, you spar with
I
your son
spar with
before, right?
I spar with Sonny, yeah, last times, but I don't spar with him now. Too
Okay.
big.
He's too
He
big.
he's too big. But I mean, I throw punches at him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that. We throw punches. We work on different things, but we're not actually sparring. We never
Do,
spar.
do you spar with anybody now? Like go all out?
Everybody.
Huh?
Uh,
Everybody.
I probably won't go all the way out because the guys I'm sparring with, I'm more of a teacher than somebody trying to beat them down. So if they're doing something, and I tell them, okay, well, you probably should do that because this is gonna happen, and then I'll do it. I can show them, and I can tell them too. And that's what's so, I guess, unique about me is that I'll get in the ring with you and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm
And
not
how,
just going to just tell you
and how to do it, and what area to do it in, and why to do it.
what area to do it, why to do it, what time
Exactly.
to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like the mentality you're supposed to have when you do it. All that.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is that how your father did it with you?
My father didn't really do it with me like that because he was a professional fighter like I was. So I was different. But my father did train me hard. He trained me hard as hell. And he was always watching everything. And he knew the game. He did really know the game really good. But I would say that he didn't get a chance to get in those later rounds, 12 rounds, 10 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever it was, and have to feel that. So he doesn't know how to, he probably would not explain that like I would. Because I
Mm.
actually was a world champion. I actually fought 12 rounds. I actually got knocked down. I actually, did all these different things. So I can actually tell you from experience
Mm.
what
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
And I
sure.
think that it's hard for fathers. I mean, they can see stuff and they're great coaches and some of that, but sometimes they won't know everything. But like Fernando Vargas knows different things. He knows what feels like being knocked down, what the mentality you have to have when you go to the ring. to face that person, to look down, to stare down. I mean, everything from A to Z. He'll know, and he can tell us
Right.
something. But maybe his son might not listen to it. Like if I
He'll
told him,
listen to you. Yeah,
he'll
definitely, definitely.
listen to me, and Fernando be like, I said the same thing. You know what I'm
Right.
You know,
saying?
when it's your dad telling it to you,
Yeah.
you've heard that voice your whole life.
Right.
It just becomes repetitive. But
Right.
as soon as somebody else says the exact same thing, but maybe in a different way,
Right.
you get it. I get it.
And I think,
Look, that was me and my dad for sure.
yeah, and I think that's why I'm with my son wants me to be with him all the time right now. But when he was coming up, when he was doing his fights and all that stuff, it was a little battle for me. I would tell him something, and then coach across the ring would say, "Your father telling you right. Why aren't you doing it?" You know, it says, and it's just because it's kind of like it's like, he sees me all the time. I see him all the time, and it's like I'm scolding him, like, Shane, you didn't, do your homework, or you didn't clean up the bathroom, or you didn't do this. That's a Shane, you got to move your head because you're gonna get hit. So it's the same. It's almost the same thing coming at him when he was
How are
younger.
how
Not
are you with him as a trainer? Are you hard on him?
no,
Are you a little easier on him?
I'm not hard on him or easy. I'm just, I think I'm the way I'm supposed to be. Like I'm the way I would be with anybody. Like that was coming up and fighting. But his interpretation, he take it differently than the person that I'm talking to or trying to train that doesn't know me. That's not my son. It's a whole different type of situation. So I said, okay, I need Bones or somebody to talk to him. Like I know Bones know what he's talking about. He know, about the fight game. He fought. He's world champion, all that stuff. So he understands the fight game. Now I can tell him stuff, and all right, Bones, go ahead, relay the message to him. This is his time to shine. This is his thing. Go ahead,
Right.
and you can see that Shane's kind of transformed, and he actually is starting to look better in his fights. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
his fight, he's getting better. Better now. He's becoming in. He's getting in the world class, you echelon.
Right.
You
Go.
know what I'm saying? And then from there, I mean, I could speak to him, but I think that things has changed with me and my son as far as me coaching him. But I still gonna stay in the background. But I think it's changed because I think that he's became a man now. Like he has kids, you know what I'm saying? He has his wife, he has a family, he has a house. So he's now a man now. So it's a different thing for him. And he understands. I go to and talk to him about all kinds of stuff, and he listens to me like right away now. Like
Right.
he knows. But back then, when he was younger, it was a different story. It was like, oh, I'm overpowering him, over, whatever. It was
Right.
different. Now he's a man, so he doesn't even look like that. He don't think that way anymore. I probably can just go in and start coaching, but I think that it's better for me to be in the background, being like a celebrity dad or whatever, because everybody comes to me and wants autographs and do all this other stuff. And it's his time to be world champion. It's his time to be, who he wants to be and who he needs to be in his life. I'm
Right.
done. I'm finished.
Um,
You know what I'm
well, let me ask you
saying?
something. When kind of off the topic, but not really. When you think back in your entire career, is there one fight that you're most proud of?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, the only fights I can think of that are, I would say I'm most proud of, but that gave me a lot more, I guess, gave me a lot more clout was, Oscar fight, you know what I'm saying, and Margarita. Um,
That's exactly what I was thinking, but I just want you to say
yeah,
it.
is Oscar and Margarita. So that gave me the most clout. So that was most gratifying. Um, Winning the lightweight title, the world's first world title. So it's kind of like that was really big for me. Like, wow, I just won the world title, and this is what I've been dreaming about all my life.
Was it
Yeah.
Win the world title.
was it hard for you to make lightweight back then?
Oh, very hard. I mean, I left the amateur career at 140, and then I came down to 135. So 92, I was from 91, 92, I was fighting 139.
Because I remember when you were a lightweight, I remember like if you would have stayed at lightweight, like it wasn't even competitive. You
Oh
were
no,
just
no.
blowing these
I,
guys
wa-
out.
I was really just supposed to just be there for a second. I just wanted to win the world title and then leave. But I guess I didn't knock the champion out. So who was the vice president of HBO, which was Lou
Mm,
DiBella. Little Brother's fight. He was like, "Ah, it was a terrible fight." That's something you know I was sick before I even jumped to the ring, and he was like, "I said it wasn't bad." I said, "Well," I told Little Brother this. I said, "Listen, if there's a lightweight out there that can beat me, you find him and put him in the ring with me, and have him beat me because I don't want the I don't want the title if I'm not the best."
I remember.
And there's different mentality. But go ahead.
I was gonna say I remember watching you fight Golden Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Oh my, that was my introduction to you. I was like,
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I mean, wow. And it was like almost unfair. You were so far above these guys at that weight.
You know what the problem was with these guys and at the weight? The problem was is that I was sparring with two world champions almost every day. So when I go into so the sparring sessions are way harder than my fights. So the fights was like I was just actually sparring, and the sparring was actually the fights. So check this out: I was going 6 rounds with Gennaro Hernandez because he needed me to spar for to fight, all these guys, and then I leave at 12 o'clock. I leave there and go at 5 or 6 o'clock and spar with Zach Padilla 12 rounds. So 6 and 12. I would do that pretty much almost every day
Wow.
because they needed they needed somebody like me to spar with, and I just wanted to spar anyway. I wanted to get better, and I think that made me so much better than the other fighters I was fighting.
Wow. So I
Wait, hold
guess
on.
on. Oh, go ahead.
At your time, who you think had faster hands than you, if anybody?
In my time,
Mm.
well, as an amateur, the one that had a little bit faster hands was Eddie Hobson. Remember
Ed
Eddie
Hobson?
Hobson? He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
at 130, but he didn't win the world title or anything. But he lost to, I guess, a few people. But actually, Oscar's hands was probably a little faster than mine when he was
Really?
amateur. Maybe a little, yeah, a little fast. The difference with
what
me and Oscar was my feet were faster than his.
his feet, your feet, his hands. But
Yeah,
what about Tramp?
Trump punched hard. He wasn't fast.
You yeah.
He's, I mean, he was fast, but he wasn't fast.
In
He
my
was
head, it seemed like he was
no.
fast.
He was a power puncher. He knocked people out.
I mean,
He was the guy that Teron Millette would sit back. He was world champion. He'd sit back and wait on guys, and he'll drop them because he had so much power. He had a lot of strength, and so did that's what he dropped Vernon Forrest too.
Yeah, Vernon. Yeah,
Remember, it
Vernon was more
was long.
was
power.
long and punchy, right? Like really, like long, hard punches.
Well, he was long. He didn't throw hard shots, but he
Yeah.
wasn't slow either. He was kind of he had decent speed, but
I
um,
mean,
the one you talk about that was fast is not Teron Millette. You talk about Stevie Johnston.
Oh, that's one.
You
That
talk about
was
Stevie Johnston.
the
yeah.
only the only
Yes, little bit
person
bad.
the only person I could think of that matched your hand speed, but this guy was a little before you, maybe Meldrick Taylor, but he was a little before you.
Yeah, but see, Mildred threw his punches a little different. And he was fast in combination, kind of like Pacquiao. Where then you have Mayweather that's fast off the gun. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different type of speed. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Mildred Taylor and Matt Packer were like in the same boat. And me going back to it would be like more like Floyd and myself like off the gun.
Okay.
As far as speed's concerned.
Okay.
What was Oscar really a hard puncher? I know
Very hard.
I know he punches hard, but I mean
No,
he
no, he
showed
was hard. He was fast, but he was hard. He was a hard puncher where it's kind of like it's like damn, did he threw a left hook that fast and you're on the ground, or you like use days or your nose is bleeding. So you're like, what the? How did you do that?
What
Remember when he fought Chavez? He was a left hook, pop, and he was all
yeah, yeah.
bloodied up and stuff like
Quick.
that.
that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
It's
first guy
quick.
to beat Chavez like that.
Yeah, it's all bloody up because Oscar's really fast, but he got power too.
Well, what did you see in Oscar when he was in front of you? Because I know a lot of people don't know this, but you guys coming up in the amateurs together, you knew each other real
Spar,
well.
everything. Yeah,
Right. So
we.
what did you see in him
I
at
was
that point
there.
where you knew that you could take advantage of it? Like, what did you see? Do you remember?
Ultimate was sparring. Well, I at that time, I really it was a lot. It was hard for they to take advantage of him on certain things. I did it, get the advantage because it seemed like he adjusted really well. He had a long jab. He was really tall. A quick left hook, a straight right hand. It's kind of almost like the Ryan
Right.
Garcia, a little bit. It's
Yep.
almost like that. And he was I think he's hit harder than that, but he was just quick. The only thing that I knew that messed with Oscar was foot movement, and and keeping the right hand by your chin, so you won't get with that left hook. So that was my thing. I'm not gonna get with the left hook. Hold on, I think I dropped something.
All good.
Oh man, I forget. Do you hear me, Sean?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Okay, so not get him with the left hook, and I use my foot speed to never be right in front of him. Because if you're right in front of him, he's gonna ice you or take you out. So I knew that. A lot of people wouldn't know because he was he was a pretty boy. So it's like we're gonna walk him down and do this. No, you're not. No, you're not.
What? So you topped out at what, in the 50s, or the 60s?
You cutting out, man.
Okay, you're going in now. I
You're
don't
cutting
know.
out. What'd you say?
I said you topped out around 50s. What's the highest weight you fought at?
The highest weight I fought at is 154. I couldn't get no bigger than that, and I wasn't even supposed to be 54. Really my weight should have been 135, 140, 147. 54 was way out of my class. I can make 54 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Who'd you fight at 54?
Oscar, Fernando Vargas. I say Vargas today. Fernando, Winky, Raul Marquez. Raul Marquez, right?
Yeah, that little bastard.
That was fun. So I fought what's his name? Now I can't remember his name.
Oh,
You guys know him. He's commentator. He comes out. Sergio Mora.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Sergio. Oh, yeah.
I fought Sergio Mora 154.
You fought Sergio at 54?
Yeah. Sergio Mora. Yeah.
Damn.
I fought everybody. It seemed like I was fighting 54, but I wasn't really a 54 pounder.
So why did you go up there?
Because at the time Oscar went up there, I won some money. Then Vargas, I won some good money with Vargas, Winky. I just want it was competition there at that time.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of moving forward. I was supposed to fight Trinidad, so I lost to Winky, and then Winky fought Trinidad. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. And so me and Winky was going at it, but then Winky pretty much beat Trinidad every round.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
But Winky was tough, man. Even weird kids, he was tough.
He was tough. That little guard, and he's just tough. He was just Winky. Yeah, Winky was just so big though. Like he was 54, but it felt like he was like when I was fighting him, it felt like he's 160, 168. I'm like, he's a big old dude. Like I hit him as like a pillow. Like nothing happened. And usually when I fight with people, when I hear him, boom, I get a little wiggle or something. And I hear him, it's kind of like, yeah, he was. I was like, oh man, this big old rockhead.
Yeah. What'd you fight Margarito at? What weight?
147. I went back down to 47 to fight Margarito.
Did his punches have anything on him? No,
not really. I didn't feel nothing. He had some little sting here and there, but it wasn't nothing. He didn't even hit me though.
I was gonna say I don't think he landed anything. So.
No, he didn't even hit me. He hit Cotto with all kind of shots. The first fight and the second fight. With me, he didn't even hit me.
Did you know going into the fight that they caught his hand wraps and all that?
I did.
Did that make you pissed?
No, I was gonna whoop. I felt I was gonna whoop his ass anyway. I'm like, I'm about to whoop it. I'm gonna whoop his ass just because. Not because of the hair. I didn't know. I really didn't care about that. I'm like, you go in there with the hand wrap. I worked so hard in that fight for that fight just to win. I was 7-1 underdog, and I was feeling a little disrespected. Like, yeah, I'm about to whoop this. I'm about to whoop his ass.
It made a difference, even if he had the hand wrap.
It wouldn't even have made a difference. I was touching him everywhere. But yeah, so
what up?
Yeah, he was a good fighter though, but I was just on that night.
If you could you could have one more fight with any one of those guys, anyone, which one would it be?
One more fight?
Yeah, one
definitely
more fight.
Mayweather Pacquiao.
Nah, it's not. A Pacquiao fight?
Yeah,
Or
I fought
Mayweather, you said.
or Mayweather or Pacquiao. Either
If
one. And hopefully I can get it. Maybe
you would do
they may want to do an
it,
exhibition or something.
you would do it now if you could?
Yeah, yeah, I
If
definitely would.
Let me ask you this. If you would have fought Mayweather
I think I would have beat him.
5 years earlier,
I think I would have knocked him out. I think I would have knocked him out. Seriously, not just being like oh yeah. No, I think that when I hit him, because I was actually injured when I fought him, with my groin, whatever. So when I hit him, I wasn't even expecting really to hit him, and it rocked him. I was like, wow. It was like the second, third round. Like, damn, all right. And we still doing it again. I caught him again, boom, and he almost went down. Like, oh, I'm gonna knock this guy out. Like he's not even ready. And this, I wasn't. I was to me, I wasn't as good. I wasn't as good as I was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I had everything. I could move. I could duck, go backwards, forward. I could do everything. The older I got, it seemed like I was forcing myself to try to go faster, forcing myself to try to do things that you know a young Shane would do easily.
So
So I was almost forcing myself.
how many solid years do you think you had fighting?
Uh, Solid years, I would say, from 90
you just getting
professionally,
strong.
right? Professionally,
Professionally.
yeah, 93 to like I think my last solid fight was 2009, but I think that really like 2005, 2006, maybe I was kind of like that. That was where I started like going back down. But 2000, I kind of went like 2006 or 2005, 2006, and then I was here, and then I went 2009, and I came back down here. 10, 11, because I was injured. I injured myself after
Yeah.
2009, and then from 2009, I fight Canelo at 154. That's another one I fought 54. Um, it
Well,
was like I injured myself 2010, popped the Achilles
Oh,
and
oh,
or the
yeah.
groin, and then popped Achilles
damn.
2011, 12, and then and then I tried to fight Canelo 2012. After all, I was just on my way down. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make my way back up,
Right.
and just
Wow.
age and getting hurt, and it's getting hurt or getting injured because of the age. I'm doing too much for my age
So,
at that time. I was like in my 40s when I fought Canelo.
wow. So, so, so what fight would you say was your most disappointing fight?
Disappointing
Yeah,
fight?
to you.
Uh, I think the one when I fought when I went to Australia, I fought Anthony Mandine at 154. It
Okay.
was one of my last fights. I was old, he was old, but my back got tired. I couldn't move. The referee felt my back. He's like, oh yeah, you're tired. And he actually stopped the fight because he felt my back, and it was a knot, big old knot back there.
Wow.
And he was like, and I knew the referee. It was our referee that we flew in from, the United States. So he looked, he was just looking out for me. So I didn't, I was like, all right, whatever. I'm getting my midpoint three. All right, let's go
I mean,
home.
you conceivably fought in one of the maybe the best welterweight era ever. So
Yeah.
many, so many guys.
Listen. I fought in the best 139-pound ever. I think
Wow.
everybody in the weight class at 139 became world champion in our weight class, meaning the box offs.
The
Remember the
Olympics, you're
box
talking.
offs?
Yeah, of course.
I know you do.
Every year.
So the box offs, to go to the Olympics and all that stuff. Everybody, everybody in my weight class won a world title.
Wow. Wow.
Steve Johnson, Vernon Forrest, Winky Wright, and something Ronald Wright. There was another Wright in there. But everybody had one title.
Hey, Vernon fought 39
Vernon was
or
at
54?
39 too. He
What?
went to the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right.
He went because I was supposed to go. Remember?
Yeah.
Both of us, and he went 139. So everybody in the 139-pound division, Stevie Johnson, Teron Millett, me, we all won. Winky Wright, we all won our titles, and we was all
Wow,
in the same bracket.
wow.
Wow. That was
Crazy.
coming up class of '92, man. That was us.
Yeah,
That,
Damn.
that's
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, that was the golden era, man. That was the
Golden
golden
era.
era.
So
What
30, and then 47 was golden because you had Trent, Oscar, and Aquitaine.
Yeah.
Fernando was on 54, so I went to 54 for Fernando pretty much. But
who who did you want to fight then that you never did?
well, I don't know if it's a want-to, but I kind of did want to just to see how he was Felix Sherdat. I didn't get a chance to fight
You never
Felix.
moved around with him?
And then moved around because I lost to Winky. I
Oh,
Mm.
wouldn't lost to Winky because it was set up for me and Trey had to fight.
but dude, Winky was surprisingly tough, huh?
No,
'Cause, I
Winky
mean,
was probably one of the toughest fighters I fought.
because
He was the toughest
What
one
about
because of the way he
he
fought.
looked
Not because he hit me
very
hard.
standard.
Yeah, it's
He
not.
looked like
It's
yeah,
not because he hit hard. It wasn't like he hit hard. It wasn't like I mean, he had decent power, but not nothing that I was afraid of. Like, oh shit,
yeah.
I better watch out because he'll knock
well,
me out. It was like, all right, go ahead, you can hit me. I'll just take it and come right back with something else. But it wasn't that. It was just his style of fighting. It was just hard. It was in your face. It was right there.
It's
And
it's
points and
to
it
me it
just
seemed so simple.
it's. It seemed no. It seemed simple, but he
But
moves his feet back and forth. He does different things.
yeah,
But it's that he kind of fights. He got his style from what's his name? The old school dude,
who?
Marlon Starling. He got
Oh,
his
oh,
he got his defense and his style from Marlon Starling. Marlon Starling had a hard style, and he was beating everybody too with that same
well, you know,
style.
yeah.
we interviewed Winky a few times, and Winky said that style didn't come about until he fought Vargas. He said last minute he decided to put his hands up and go forward and see what happens.
Hmm,
And then
interesting.
what?
But
Is that crazy?
That's
I
crazy. That's
remember
interesting.
seeing him do that in the amateurs
No, he
against.
didn't. That's what he was saying. He was a slick boxer. He was telling
I
us.
mean, he
I
would do a little bit of
remember
that. Probably
seeing that shit when he was
not as
kid.
much. Yeah, he probably
He
wouldn't do
probably
as much, but he was doing a little bit of it. So he's already had the foundation there. You
yeah,
know.
hey man, he might like tightened it all up and made it perfect or better for them. But I
Right.
remember we were kids, we were like 14, 15, we're all fighting on the same card. I
Mm,
mean the same night.
yeah.
And Winky's like I was like, that is the most basic shit ever, but it worked. Oscar used to fight like that, straight
Yeah,
up.
but I should put a little pizzazz to it though. But yeah.
So
Yeah.
so when you lost to Winky, was the loss tough for you to swallow, or did you kind of take it to motivate you to just get better?
Well, I lost him the first time. We fought
Mhm.
twice, right? I did the rematch. So I lost him the first time. Like, yeah, I might not have. I was in shape, but I might not have been in shape as much as I could have been, and maybe because he was smothering, so I felt like made me feel like I didn't condition myself enough or something. Something went wrong, right? So I conditioned myself. Went back to the drum board. The second fight, you know, a lot of people even on his team said it could have went either way for the
Okay.
second fight.
Okay.
So it could have went either way. But the first fight, he beat me, and it was like, man, I just didn't work hard enough or something. Something happened. But it wasn't that I didn't work hard enough. It was just that his style of smothering it makes you tired over the rounds. He has a weird type of style that makes you tired.
I guess because he keeps coming forward, and it's psychologically kind of draining because you're always moving and
And maybe because I was really a littler fighter than he was. So let's say that I'm 154, where I go in the ring at 162. You at 147, I go in the ring at 160, right? He's a real 54 pounder. He's going to the ring 172, 175. Vargas the same thing. They go in the ring that big at 54. So I've never been over 62, 162 pounds when I fought 54 going
wow,
into the ring. Never.
wow.
So it
That's crazy.
was a disadvantage. I was at a big disadvantage. I mean, I punch hard, but I mean,
But you
so
know,
it's hard when somebody big that much bigger than you. I mean, it's
some of
hard.
that kick wears out because
Yeah, it wears out.
that big.
Yeah, I don't have to do it. I don't have to be like putting my foot on the pedal every round. I can
Yeah.
put my foot on the pedal sometimes and knock the guy out. Not like the whole thing fight.
So, let's say you had back in the day. How long would your training camps be? 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years? How
I
long
like
they?
2 years. I like 2 months or like 2 months. It could be 2.5.
So
My
not
counts.
in
But
the
like I said, but
summer.
when I was fighting lightweight, I was basically in camp forever for the whole time. Pretty
What
much
was it?
sparring with, like I said, Zach Padilla and Jared Hernandez. I was sparring both of them. If I was sparring with Gennaro, I was sparring with Zach. If I was sparring with Zach, I was sparring with Gennaro. So it's kind of like I was always really sharp. So at lightweight, that's why I look like that because I had real good sparring.
Are there any fighters in history that you kind of fashioned your style after that you looked up to?
I mean, when I was a kid, I looked up to Sugar Ray Leonard,
Okay.
and I liked the live his movement. I liked Muhammad Ali. A lot of things he did with his footwork, moving around. I would try that. Um, I was more of a fan of the fighters of the 80s, 1980. You
Me
know,
too.
I would say that like professionally, watching those guys, the Marvin Hagler, Marlon Starlings, and Alexis Wales, and you know
So,
just that generation. So I watched them and I watched them just to every little thing they did.
so if
No,
there's anybody you could have fought in history, even not in your era, who would it be?
I think I like the fight with Sugar Leonard, but I also feel like the fight with me and Roberto Duran talk about this, and he said he would have beaten me. Roberto Duran said,
woo.
"Oh, yeah, I would have beat you." But he was coaching me my last fight when I fought David Benavidez. So he was my
Who
coach,
was
right? So we got
Duran?
Duran. Yeah, I had Duran as my coach, and he came. I went to Panama, and I trained in Panama for a month. You
What?
know, with all the fighters he has, just like that in Panama. Yeah, hung out
Wow.
with him out there. Um, so I put him in the ring. We both spar with each other. Probably watch online. You can see some of it.
You sparred
Me,
with Duran?
yeah, Durant, and I got Sergio Moore's my spar partner too. So I had Sergio Moore come and spar with Durant. And you can see some of that footage as well.
How old was Duran at this point?
He's old. He's like 70 years old. No, he's probably like 68, 67, but 70.
I
But he was still moving. He moved pretty good. He
I bet
caught
you he was
Sergio with
going
some,
hard. I bet you he
huh?
was going hard. I bet you he went
No,
hard
no,
at
no,
you.
no, no, no.
No?
I ain't going hard. I wouldn't do that to him. He's too old. I mean, I'm old. I was 40. What was I? 46. I was 46 when when he was my coach. So he had to be like 60
Wait,
something.
well, at what age was your last professional fight?
46.
40.
I was 46. I was 46 years old, and David Evanescen was 26 years old.
And you beat the brakes
Wow.
off him.
Well, it was a close fight, and they gave him the decision. I hit him with a low blow at 2 point for me, and basically, I think I lost on a split decision or something like that. But they want the
Speaking
young
of,
kid to win.
speaking
No,
of, did you just see
And
Roy fight?
I didn't see Roy fight, but I heard that he didn't look too good. I
I
said,
mean,
I'm thinking I'll fight the
who did he
same.
fight?
If he fought some
MMA dude.
MMA guy, right?
Yeah.
The guy's like, if he fights 175, maybe I can do exhibition with him probably, in the future because we're about the same weight.
You and
I'm good,
Roy?
but Roy like is out of shape,
Yeah. 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 I
really
mean,
out of shape.
so you would still get in there. Doesn't matter.
Of course, I get in there right now. I was getting ready to spar with Chop Chop Corley today.
Yeah, I know Chop Chop.
And Chop Chop still fight. I said, Chop Chop, you crazy as hell. He
Yeah,
said, well, he 49.
I know.
He's still fighting for real.
And
So,
he wears all those he
so,
wears all
so
those wigs.
flip a light, flip a light on Shane. You
Oh,
disappeared.
a business appearance on you
Yeah, your black ass is hiding.
guys?
Now we can see.
There we go.
Um,
So were you offered any of those exhibitions recently? Because that's become pretty popular now.
Something might come up in the work, so I wasn't supposed to say anything, but something might come up.
Like, okay, I know you can't tell us, but is it a big name?
Yeah,
Eh,
he
yeah.
said,
I mean, it could be
my
big.
name's in the game.
Yeah, my name's in there. It's big enough. But
Yeah,
it's big. It could draw some attention where people are like, oh, I wonder what that look like.
um,
It's not
well,
gonna be it's not another boxer.
so
Put it that
what does the day look like? A Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What does that look like for Shane in Big Bay? What do you do all day?
Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm bowling. I just pulled me a 275 bowling. You hear that?
Oh, you're bowling.
Yeah, bowling.
Okay.
Bowling, as in bowling?
That's the
Bowling.
only one
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, there's a big bowling ball up there in Big Bear, right? And I'm in the league. So I just bowled 275, so I'm thinking about going in the celebrity league because, you know, I'm almost at 300.
Wait. So are you consistently doing 275?
Oh, come on now, no, I can't do that. I mean,
Well,
I get 200s quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the 200 range. But in order to be a professional bowler, you got to at least be able to get 200. Or you got to at least be able to average 200.
really?
And I'm getting 200, yeah, to be a professional bowler. So, all the professional bowlers are bowling 300s all the time, but there are a lot that do that. You have some of the professionals are probably not that good, bowling 225, 230s.
Right.
So I'm with them.
Okay,
I can
so
do that.
you bowl and then what?
Uh, I might train a little bit, work out. I go down there. I don't really stay in Big Bear. I
Okay.
only been in Big Bear for a little bit. So what I do is I'll go down to my father's house and I hang out with him, or my sisters that's right down the street, or my nephews and all of them, or I go to my kids' house in Hollywood and hang out with them. So I just been, or I come here and be a granddad, and a father, my son and my grandkids.
Where is
So
here? Where is here?
here is Vegas. I'm
Oh, you're in
Oh, you're in
Vegas.
in
Vegas.
Vegas, I'm in Vegas right now. And they live in Vegas.
You
And
know,
I'm actually at his house in Vegas.
oh, we were just talking about how you were in the golden age of welterweights, right? I just thought of this.
Right.
So right now, one of the biggest fight to be made, if it happens, is Spence versus Crawford.
Right.
So I'm curious. First off, who do you think would win that fight?
Okay, so I had two. First I was thinking that Earl Spence will win because Earl Spence is more technical, it's a little longer or whatever. And this is before the car accident.
Okay.
Before the car accident, I was saying Spence will be the winner, and I think that he'll win just because he's more technical or whatever, and he's longer.
Okay.
Um, and then after the car accident, I started spending some time with Terrence Crawford a little bit. And I'm like. And because boxing's right here, it's a mental game, and I see Terrence Crawford's his mental game is tight. Like he really believes in himself. He really believes he can do it, and he got the power, the speed, and all that stuff to do it. So I think that with Terrence Crawford and the clinches and the crunch time, he gonna be the one, and he not small either. And he's a little bigger than me as well. He got so I think that Terrence Crawford is more the one I think I will go with. I think he has more the tire in him or something. Like he really
I,
want it. You
I
know what I'm
kind of
saying? He want to be
I
the best.
I agree with you. But the fight's not happening, and
Yeah.
like back in your era,
Oh, that was gonna
right?
happen.
th-
That fight would have happened.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what.
You
What do you think has
I,
changed?
I think that the promotion is changing around and turning more into a business into a fight. I mean, yeah, you have to have a business, but also you want to see who's the best, or I mean, in that category, because just because Terrence Crawford beats Earl Spence or Earl Spence beats Terrence Crawford, that don't mean there's somebody else like Boots or somebody coming down the pipe that can, you know, maybe beat one of them too. But at least we want to see it. We want to see, what happens. So that, let's see it. You know what I'm saying? As
So
a
you
as a
think
fighter, as a fight fan, I want to see it.
Hmm.
so you think it's the promoters kind of
I
fucking everything
think,
up?
yeah, I think it's the promoters. I think they're like, okay, if Terrence Crawford will sign with PBC or do something, he can't fight what you call him. He can't fight Earl Spence because he ain't signed with them. Because if Earl Spence or if Terrence Crawford beats Earl Spence, then Terrence Crawford don't have a promoter. They're not the promoters. They're gonna be over. Terrence Crawford's gonna be wherever he's at, and they lost the belt. They can't lose the
Right.
belt.
Yeah, I mean the same thing just happened with Fury and Usyk. Now that's
Exactly.
thrown away.
Now it's going away because that nobody wants to lose. The promoters don't want to lose their thing.
So
That's
so
him.
like because a lot of people think that the fighters, if they want to make it happen, it'll happen, but that's not always the case.
No, no, no. I mean, in our era, in our days, me and Jim, we could be like, no, you know what? No, we'll fight, we're gonna fight because and I think that like HBO made it happen to a little bit better, more like no, they have to fight because they don't fight, they're not fighting on a network if they don't fight each other. So they would basically say, no, we want to see that fight. You guys got to fight. You
Yeah.
fight somebody else, you can fight over there on ESPN or somewhere else. You don't fight. You got to fight on a network, HBO, Showtime. So there was some kind of checks and balances, I would say. Nowadays, kind of like the promoters have all the power, and the network just kind of go with the because the promoters now, like I say, Al Heyman or Golden Boy or Top Rank or whoever it is, so they have all the fighters that some of they have more of the power now, and they're
So wait.
dictating who fights who.
So who are the top promoters now?
That's what I'm thinking. Like
Top
I was
rank,
like Al Heyman, Top Rank,
match room,
Golden Boy,
match room.
and Matchroom. They're promoters, yeah, but they're like a TV, like a station, right? Or like
No,
HBO or something like that.
that's Eddie Hearn.
Oh, Matchroom, you're right. Matchroom, okay. I'm thinking
What
something
was
else.
that last one you said? I couldn't hear you. Both were talking.
Matchroom.
Match room,
Max Room?
match.
Oh, Match Room.
Yeah, Eddie
Yeah,
Hearn. It's a British dude.
yeah,
Um, did you see the Plant versus Benavidez fight?
yeah.
What'd you think?
That was a great fight. A great fight. I mean, I've I've talked with Benavidez, like just in the gym watching work, and I was like, man, you have old school values. Like he comes to fight. I mean, that's not just him fighting like that. But Kevin Plant, he does this all the time. Like this is his style. Like he's
I,
coming to get you.
we've interviewed him, and I agree with you, man. I love Benavidez, and I
Yeah,
think personally that he beats Canelo. What do you think?
yeah, yeah. Me too. But I like Canelo. I mean, I am a Canelo fan. I like Canelo, but I just think they're too small for the weight classes, and I think they need
Yeah.
to go back down. He should be. Canelo's barely taller than me, if he is taller. We're almost the same height. He's
What
just
do you
wide.
what do you like? 5'5"?
No, he's five
Yeah,
nine, right?
5'4". No, no. I'm five. Well, I would like to say I'm 5'9" with shoes on.
And Benavidez is like what 6'2"?
6'2". Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
Who's 6'2"?
Benavidez.
Benavidez. Yeah,
Wow, really?
Benavidez is tall.
Man,
Benavidez
I didn't know that.
he has to come all the way down to 68. He comes from like 200 and something to 68.
That was the
He's
one thing that
tall,
worried me. The last fight, he looked really like drawn, like he,
drawn up. Yeah,
yeah,
he has to lose so much
and
weight.
that could
Wow.
hurt you.
He's a big kid. He's
Hmm.
gonna go like heavyweight easy. He might even go to heavyweight.
Really?
Yeah,
He's only 23 years old.
Isn't Joe Goosen training him?
No,
no.
that's Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Speaking
Hey,
of,
Yeah,
do you think Garcia has a shot?
of course. He got a great shot.
What so like what 50-50? How do you see it?
I think it's 50-55 because Garcia puts his chin there, but Garcia has to reach. He has the left hook, which is further away from him. So it's gonna be if Tank can use that counter left hand to come over top and crack him, then Tank probably knock him out. But I don't know if Tank's gonna be able to do that. I think that Ryan's gonna slide in with the right hand. Tank's gonna try to counter the left with the left hand and gonna clip with the left hook.
ooh.
Have you been in the gym with Ryan, watched him train and stuff? Been
Yeah,
around
well,
him?
I just seen Ryan. Yeah, I was in the gym. I didn't watch him train, but I just went there and said hi and all stuff and left. But
Wow.
I know what Joe Goosen does. I know what Joe Goosen likes. It's gonna be like a Rafael Morales type of thing. Joe Goosen likes to fight.
Yep.
Yeah,
He loves to fight and
Yeah.
and I'm sure Ryan's telling Ryan to put his chin down and right hand left hook. And it's gonna be hard for Tank it. Now Tank is really 5'5".
right.
Tank and he was joking about maybe 5'5", 5'4". Tank is really 5'5". Ryan Garcia is really 6 foot or
Is,
6'1".
Like a
is he really that
like
tall?
a proper six
He's
one.
taller than me. I was looking at him like, dang, he got a little hot. He's about 6 feet. He's at least 6 feet. Put it that way.
So he has the reach, yeah.
6 feet, 5'5". Punch hard. What's gonna punch hard too?
punching down too. That's
I
helping
guess
him
I
get on his
guess
Punching down, but punching, he ain't necessarily punching down, he punching shoulder length. Think about it.
right.
He's not really punching down. All day you don't have to keep his hands high, but he punching shoulder length, meaning Tank gonna be up to his shoulders, right? As
yeah.
far as height. So he's punching shoulder length. You don't have to punch up, really punch down. It's really like shoulder length. If
Does
you think about it.
does Ryan pack a punch
Oh
in
yeah.
that right hand as well? In that
Yeah.
right hand?
Yeah. He punch maybe as hard as left hand, but he punches hard with right hand. It's kinda like Oscar. Oscar Oscar crack you with the right hand and wobble you too. But left hook you put you to sleep. It's kind of the same dynamic.
Yeah. It does. It does. It makes it feel like that.
Yeah, they have a similar look too.
Similar look. I mean, I'm thinking that Tank has a better like resume, a better more experience and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
you know, it could I wouldn't say it looks like this, but it could look like when Oscar fought Chavez. Think about it. Chavez is about 5'7", Oscar is about 6 feet. You know, Chavez could never get in. He's a great fighter, but he never can get in. Older too. But, you know, it was so hard for him to like
To work
get to
the distance.
Chavez.
Yeah.
I mean, for Chavez to get to Oscar.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
could be the same thing. It could be.
I I mean, I don't know.
And let me say one other thing
Yeah,
too.
go ahead.
The way that Tank fights, he's not an aggressive fighter like Pitbull. He's not the type of guy that's gonna just run in and try to get you, right? To get
Right.
up under the shots and all that. He's more the guy. He's a boxer power puncher,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So he's gonna sit there, box by and then counter, and then counter with something and get you. So that could possibly happen if Ryan is not being careful, is not being like, not being stupid, kind of like what Rolly did, where he just
Right.
ran in with a throwing right hand and what's going to be set back and counter him. Rolly was actually doing pretty good
He
until
was.
that happened.
Yep, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But he just ran in with his chin up in there. So as long as Ryan or whatever his chin is there and keeping the punches sharp and throwing the right hand left foot, you know what I'm saying? It could be a long night for Tank. It
Yeah.
could be.
It
That's
could.
why I said that's why I said it's 50-50. I'm not saying like I'm not saying, oh yeah, you know, Ryan's just gonna knock him, go in there and him right left foot and knock him out. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I have it's a high percentage that will happen. That it will like the right left hook and clip him and the long jab, keep him at back the whole night.
Um, I agree. I agree. What are your thoughts on Haney and Loma?
That's a tricky one. Cause Loma's really good. And Loma knows how to get inside us, how to do that stuff and tick tack 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 with you. You know, he'll touch you all day long
They all need
from the southpaw, from the angles. That's a hard one. I think that Devin Haney has the advantage because he's younger and he has he has long arms. He's bigger. He's gonna be touching them from. It's gonna be hard for Loma to get inside. But and people are saying that Loma's got older, so he's not the same Loma anymore. If that's the case, then Devin Haney really quick. But if Loma some kind of way gets some of his stuff that he was doing back in the day when he first came to the division, it's going to be a hard night for Devin Haney, a long night. So that's a good fight. But I'm thinking Devin Haney because he's so long and rangy and he is fast too.
that
But I think that Loma's a different animal, so he could be a different animal.
that
Let's put it that way.
there's
So
so
I
much
don't know.
talent.
Yeah.
There's so much talent at 130, 135. Like
So much.
who do you think is there one of those guys, Shakur, Teofimo, whatever, who stands out to you?
I mean, Shakur does stand out to me. I do like Shakur, but I think it's like one of those things like the Woodswood division at one time. You know, like
Your time.
they all talk about like with the Spence and Crawford. They all need to fight each other.
Mm.
We wanted to the fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
once they fight each other and start doing round robins, I mean that's all those fights are great. To see, you know, Who's gonna win? Who's the best? What styles are better in that fight? Whatever. I want to see.
Yeah, will it happen?
Will it happen?
All right, well, shit. Not bad, man.
Yeah.
We
You
talk
did
about
pretty good.
when I beat you up.
Come on now. Now you know when we was 14, what was it, 14, 15?
No, we're like 10,
You guys
12.
No,
you
no.
guys spar?
We used to spar
Yeah,
maybe 10, but because I think he was like a year younger than me, right?
yeah. I'm 50.
Yeah, I'm 51. So he was a big old rockhead kid, big old rockhead. I thought he was Muhammad Ali, right? Because the whole gym was Muhammad Ali,
Did
right?
he?
Long Beach, right?
Did he?
so he used to bounce. So he used to bounce around the ring like Muhammad Ali, trying to shuffle and all kind of stuff. And then I was the Mike Tyson, but I was really little, right? So I was like, was I like? No, I was 106 pounds.
You're
He was
like 6, yeah,
119, 119,
yeah.
125. So he was
Nice.
actually 2 or 3 classes bigger than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I was too fast for him. He know that. Was I too fast for you? Can you ever tell the truth?
yes,
Uh,
yes.
and I was a little bit let's say I think that year I had I was a little bit more experienced than he was. He had just started.
You
So
had
he
leverage.
didn't get mean. He didn't get mean until like 16, 17 when he started trying to knock people out. But when he was younger, he was trying to be Muhammad Ali. But then we got like
I
15,
totally
16,
forgot.
he thought he was Tyson or somebody.
Can you think of any stories? Because we've heard a lot about people who've seen Jeremy as an amateur. Can you think of any
Oh
where you've
man.
seen him lay
Well,
somebody out?
the funniest story, but we was on, you remember this was Lake Placid. And he was getting ready to fight this heavyweight. He was light heavyweight. He was 17 years old. He's going to fight this heavyweight dude. Oh, I forgot his name. What's his name? You know his name. What's his name? Tell his name.
Ed Mahone?
Come on, man. That was his name.
I don't know. I don't remember
He's
now.
from DC. From DC.
Melvin
Mel Foster.
Foster. Yeah, yeah.
You was gonna fight. You guys gonna fight
We was gonna
because
fight.
I don't know what happened.
We was gonna scrap on the basketball court or something, right?
I know they was getting ready to scrap with their fists. The 2 fighters on the Olympic team, right? Getting ready to fight with their fist. I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Let's go to the gym. Let's put the gloves on. We'll do it like that. You guys fight with the gloves on, not with the fists." And it's like, all right. So they both went to they started fighting
Damn, I told
in the day with the gloves on.
What
I
happened?
think you guys got in trouble or something too after that.
you.
But
What happened?
We beat the shit out of each other, and
yeah,
he got in trouble.
and they
That was
got in
like
trouble.
around Lake
Something
Placid.
happened. I forgot what happened, but they got in trouble though.
Yeah, we got
And
in
then
trouble.
but we was in a circle. It was like a playground, like all the weight classes in a circle, watching them, you know, get it on.
Damn.
I was 17 years old. It was
Yeah,
fun.
maybe 16. I don't even remember now.
No, we was 17. We was going to Puerto Rico to
Oh,
fight. Remember? It
oh
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
it was the like a box up or a spar to go to Puerto Rico
Yeah,
to fight the Junior World,
the Junior World Championship. Yeah, we were
the
like,
Junior World Championships. Yeah.
I remember. Damn, we were 14, 15 years old,
No, it was
huh?
17 for that one, but the other
Okay,
one was 14.
17.
Yeah, but back in the day it was 14, 15, but that one was 17 because we was going to the World Championships.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know
something.
who you fought. I don't know who you sparred with for to be the right to go to the right to the World Championships. Cause
That
we had to
kid
beat
from,
somebody. Remember?
yeah,
'Cause-
yeah. I beat him too. What's his name? Ah, shoot, I totally forgot.
yeah, it was somebody you
He
had to
was
beat
from Boston,
from Boston.
from
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Weird. Anyway, anyways,
Yeah.
I used to beat Shane up for lunch money
No,
all the time.
just so you know, he'd never beat me at all ever on nothing. He can box. He can beat me in anything.
No, I'm talking about tic tac toe,
Not
man.
even checkers, nothing.
No.
Checkers,
Nothing.
chess, no, he can't beat me in none.
I mean, allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. You said this allegedly. Okay, I see what you said. I see what's going on.
We can't go back and admit all the moments. But, well, hey,
Yeah.
man, tell your mother, your father, your wife, your girl, your kids, man. Thank you. I love you, brother. I've been knowing you my whole life, man. And I've been a better man for it. So
That's
you
cool.
enjoy your evening, brother.
Thank you. We appreciate it,
All right,
Triple.
good
And
talking
you
again,
too,
man.
brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good one,
You guys
guys.
too.
Peace.
Bell, it sounded